in physical education?
What's up, dudes and dudettes? It's Brian Wang. Good morning. Today's video, I'm not really interested in talking about what we're doing operationally, what we're doing from the training side of things, but it's a beautiful morning. Not too cold out. So I've been thinking about some stuff and I wanted to share it with you. We were really tired yesterday and went to bed early after taking a good hot shower. And so I woke up at like 5 this morning. I'm still kind of jet lagged and got kind of my morning routine started early. I started thinking about just reflecting on some things lately. You know, have you ever been to like a soccer stadium or football stadium and you're on the home team and people are just having a good time and it's raining and it's miserable and it's cold and it's dark, or a football game, for example, and it's really chilly, but you know, people are singing and dancing and eating and drinking and they're cheering for their team and they're just having a really good time. That's what it's like here. That's what it's like here in Ukraine. People are happy. People have purpose. People are cheerful. People are, they know why they're here. It's amazing to me because when I you know, connect with people back home, or I talk to them on social media, and I can sense people full of anxiety, full of frustration, full of you know, loneliness and anxiety, and that causes them to lash out and become bullies and become just really mean people, really mean to each other. And I look at people here, total strangers will be helping each other. Yeah, what are you doing, kitty? What are you doing? What you doing down there? And people here, I don't sense that as much. You know, it's incredible because we can go home and it's warm and it's safe and it's clean, it's air conditioned or it's heated. You know, you have running water, and people are unhappy. You got money, but people are unhappy. And yet we have people here. You know, if we don't have, you know, people don't have running water, people don't have power. Missile strikes coming in every day, and yet they're cheerful. What gives? Why do people in the first world countries who have enough food, have enough money, why are they tearing each other apart and, you know, unhappy? They're expressing their frustrations and their unhappiness through things we see like bullying, like just trolling, you know, Now in the modern age, it expresses itself through social media. But these are normal human experiences, normal human behaviors that we see, such as bullying, being mean to people, and just attacking people because they're simply lashing out because they're unhappy, right? And so I was reflecting on this last night and this morning when I woke up, and I was thinking, Kitty, what are you doing? Where are you? And I was thinking, like, it's not enough to have food. It's not enough to be warm. It's not enough to have money. These things don't buy you happiness. They keep you alive, but they don't make you happy. What makes you happy, and this is something that people have been going about the wrong way, right? People are trying to be happy. They're trying to find happiness, but they're missing out because you don't need happiness to be happy. You need purpose. What are you doing? What are you doing up there, huh? You don't need happiness to be happy. In fact, if you go searching for happiness, you end up unhappy. What you need is community. You need purpose. You need shared experiences with people who are like you. And if we're talking about bullies, like, to understand their psychology. Remember, I studied social psychology for a lot of years, and this is kind of the angle that I look at everything as a sociologist, as a psychologist. People go into bullying because it helps them find community. Because in their state of loneliness, in their state of self-loathing, self-doubt, by finding someone who is weaker than them and picking on them, it allows them to separate themselves into the weaker and the stronger. And when they position themselves as the stronger, they feel good. And this is why you find that children and adults too, full-grown adults, total, like they definitely know better than this, are going to tear each other down in order to get a little bit of boost of that happy hormone, that kind of feel-good, whatever you can call it. You can get into the body chemistry, brain chemistry, which I'm not very familiar with. But we hear these people talk about dopamine release when they can do something which is rewarding, such as by picking on someone and picking sides between the victim and the bully. You end up finding community with the other bullies, right? And this is why people do it, because it feels good, because in their state of loneliness, they will attack the insecurities they find about themselves. Like, okay, understand this. People all have insecurity, right? People all have doubt and fear. People all have frustrations about themselves. But what bullies do is they take this self-doubt, self-hatred, this fear that they have inside themselves, they project it on you. When they project it on you, then they attack those things, right? So let's look at my experience here in Ukraine. I've been called unqualified by people who are unqualified. I've been called unsafe by people who don't know anything about firearm safety. I've been called war tourists by war tourists. I've been called idiots by idiots, right? These are people who are like actually attacking themselves, that portion of themselves, but they project it on someone else. The classic example, the greatest example, and it amazes me, coming from a background in social psychology, is someone who was a supporter, a friend, a volunteer who wanted to come to Ukraine also to help. Like a couple months back, we could go back a couple months. This person wanted to come to Ukraine with me to come and help. And now is the most vocal, like literally 180 degree switch from 1 minute saying, oh, Brian's there doing wonderful things, he's a good person, to like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, you're in a war that you don't belong. It's funny because this is coming from a person who was wanting to come here and volunteer and do what we do. And this person says, this is not a war that you belong in, you're gonna get people killed. The same types of bullshit that you hear online bullies talking about all day long. Happens to be in my situation, but I'm sure you've experienced it. I'm sure many of you guys have experienced this, and your children will have experienced this, but it's not just children, right? Anyways, to cut down the rambling, think about this pattern. People have a certain amount of self-doubt and self-loathing, self-hatred. They project that upon you. They project their own insecurities on you. And then when they recognize that in you, they attack it. And I want you guys to just leave kind of with this message today, which is when you encounter someone who's being extremely nasty, when you're encountering someone who's being a bully, who's being mean for no good reason, just understand that's a reflection of their internal state. It's about how they perceive themselves. It's how they express their frustrations about the world. And it's not about you. It's not a reflection on your performance. It's not a reflection on your behavior. It's not a reflection on who you are as a person. If you are a good person, and you know that you're a good person, and you do your damnedest to serve those around you, and to care for the people in your life, then you are a good person, and you don't need to internalize any sort of hatred or doubt or criticism that other people give you. Does that make sense? When people criticize you, they're really just criticizing themselves. They're really just expressing their own doubts, expressing their own frustrations. So let them vent, let them express themselves, and reply to them with kindness. Reply to them by saying, look, you got a lot of stuff going on in your heart and your mind right now. I understand. I appreciate your criticism towards me. I understand, and I will, do the best I can to improve. But at the same time, I hope that you can find peace. I hope that you can find happiness. And I hope that you can one day be happy. Anyways, enough for today. It's your boy Brian. I'll see you later. Hi, kitty. Good morning.